Hi, crafty friends. It's Justine Dvorak. I hope you're doing really well. Happy Thursday. Looks like there's a few people in the chat, so thank you for joining me here today. I'm really excited because this isn't like a sneak peek video or anything. We're just going to make a fun card, and I'm excited about that. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I see a lot of familiar names in the chat, so thank you for coming along. All right, well, I don't know if you know this, but Pajama Crafters Stamps last 2 weeks, actually, 2 Thursdays ago, had a brand new release, and it featured bunnies and hippos. I'm going to work with that set here today. And what else did we have? Frogs, and I cannot think of the other one. So if you remember, let me know in the chat. It's been one of those mornings. Anyway, and then I'm going to pull from my stash of Pajama Crafter Stamps products and make a fun fold card. Now, I'm not sure if this is technically a Z fold. I believe it's a Z fold, but I think we're going to try it out. So to start off, I think I need to get my card base kind of settled. So let's grab my scoring tool. Hang on. I thought I had everything ready. As it goes. Causing craftalanches everywhere we go. If you have a favorite from the new release, let us know in the chat as well. I don't know if I do have a favorite. Oh, the bunnies. That was the fourth one. I really enjoyed the bunnies, but I think they're all fun in their own merit, you know? Okay, well, let's start off with my card base. I have a top folding A2 at the moment. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to turn it into like a little display kind of card. So I have it folded like this, and I'm going to invert it so it's really a bottom fold card at the moment. And I'm going to grab my scoring board here. It's more like a paper trimmer, but it does score. And I'm going to open up the card. This will be the bottom. Trying to think here. Yes. Okay, so I scored it on this side, and then I'm going to flip it over. And we're going to score this part. And this is going to be, let's see, we have 5.5. So let's just go maybe about 2/3 of the way up. If you want a measurement, I'll tell you. I'm scoring this 3.5 inches from the center fold, if that matters. I'm a measure with your heart kind of gal, so, you know. Okay, so basically that has created a valley and a mountain. So technically, yes, a Z fold. And if you're dyslexic like me, it's backwards. There we go. A Z fold. We're already giggling, and it's been 5 seconds. All right. Starting off real strong. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a display card, like I said. If you want it to be going the other way, you can do that. I wanted it to be kind of like one of those mantle cards or display pieces. So this has been scored pretty well, like so. And then I'm going to take it and score this flap going up. By the way, you might wonder what the QR code is on the screen. I have a little bit of directions there for you if you're curious. There is a QR code there for Pajama Crafter Stamps. So I know a lot of people tend to watch YouTube on televisions now. So getting that shopping availability, or getting the chance to shop, is a little bit easier with the QR code. All right, so eventually the card is going to stand up like this. I don't know if it's going to flop over. I think if this is heavy enough, it won't. We might need to build some kind of a kickstand here. You know, this is what my brain was just dreaming up as I was getting ready for today. Okay, now I'm going to pull in several other extra little bits and bobs from Pajama Crafter Stamps, like some of these fun dies. And I'm just going to get the card base done first before we get going. And like I said, I'm a measure with your heart kind of gal, so hopefully that's cool with you. Or should I show you these? Look at these. These are all sorts of fun little stamped images and such that I have already done from Pajama Crafter Stamps. I love this rainbow bunny. I can't wait to reuse it on a card. Even this one is really fun, but I'm definitely not feeling fall vibes right now. But typically I will take a lot of these stamped images, use my scan and cut, and then grab my markers and just enjoy the coloring process. So you'll see my little hippo here is a part of triplets. I colored them exactly the same. Isn't that fun? Then I can go ahead and grab these for another project for another day. I mean, everything here is just going to make someone smile so big. These are so stinking cute. All right, we'll move on. Told you I'm distracting myself. What a goon. All right, so the back of my project is the A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this card base I made myself, which I'm not the best at. So I'm just going to make my blue paper like a 1/16 of an inch larger, so nothing shows. And then I got the A2, which is 5 1/2. And it already is a little bit bigger there, so I'm just going to go with that. So that's going to be for my back piece. And then I'm going to measure this section. I know that this is 3 1/2 inches, but let's figure this out. Measuring with my actual ruler now. Okay, well, simple math would tell me that that would be 2, and that would be 4 1/4. So 2 by 4 1/4 is going to be my front panel. I think this will work. If not, I'll have to cut some more paper. Tragic. Tail, 4 1/4. Yes. Okay, that might be a little tight, but we'll see. All right, like that. Isn't that cute? Yes. Von Marie says in the chat that she wishes she could have her images already colored. I know sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's a little confusing because I'll have something colored and the color palette is just like a hair off from whatever pattern paper I want to use, and it just doesn't quite go. So then I end up coloring another one, which happens kind of often, but it's fine. I do have quite the horde of uncolored ones as well. I'll show those in just a few minutes, and I can show them to you. But the scan and cut is the way to go with some of these cute little stamped images that you want all done for you. I'm using that pick and poke tool from Pajama Crafter Stamps. I'm just going to kind of layer it right on the inside there and then let it fall. Because I made it ever so slightly larger, if there's any white that's hanging out, I don't have to worry about it. And I really should probably just trim that down, which I will once I get this piece on. I know several people are either watching this as they work from home or they're at work. I know that this time probably is not the most popular time for a live, so that's fine. If you're watching this on the replay, let us know by leaving us a comment. We're excited to be here. By we, I mean Pajama Crafter Stamps and I'm streaming on my channel, and I'm also streaming on their channel. So if you have not subscribed to the Pajama Crafter Stamps YouTube channel, what you waiting for, friend? They've got so many great videos over there. There are, I think, 5 coming in March. There'll be 6 people doing videos besides myself over on the Pajama Crafter Stamps YouTube channel. So it's definitely something that you are going to want to check out because everybody has their own style and their own way of speaking when they make cards. And it just is really fun to see what everybody makes. It's similar products, but different styles. All right. There's my little PSA for the Pajama Crafter Stamps YouTube channel. Okay, so this is what we've got going on, like this. Oh, fun! Pam from the Texas Craft I think that's Pam. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I am now second guessing myself. says that she's subscribed. You might have been the 800th subscriber. I know we were kind of sitting around that 800 range for a while over there. So you might have pushed us over the edge. Now for this panel, I want it to be just a teeny bit tinier than A2. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. This will be my background layer. Yes, okay, good, Pam. Oh, Pam. You know, I think you helped me make my first Z-fold card that was like this because we were at Paperganza together this summer. Shout out to Pam. Okay, so we got that going on. And then I'll just put this on. Here's a little tip for getting panels on straight. I did not make this up, so I'm not going to take any credit for it, but I do this sometimes if I'm worried about the panel not being perfectly straight. You take the rip and stick tape like this, and you'll put it on all 4 sides and just pick a little bit off. Give it a gentle little fold down, like so. And then you will hover it over the area you want it to go on. And I like to just eyeball and see if these 3 sides are pretty much equal. If I cut everything correctly, it should be straight and even. And then I will gently press down on those 4 corners that are released. And then this is super satisfying because we're going to get curls. Oh, isn't that fun? And you just rip them off and you've got your panels stuck down. Isn't that fun? I know some people really struggle with getting things on straight. And I do think that just repetitive practice with gluing and positioning things definitely helps quite a lot. So I will encourage you to try that out. All right, now this beautiful pattern paper is coming from a pack from Pajama Crafter Stamps. This is the Emerald Isle. This came out, I think, last year, if I remember correctly. I know that Joy said that they were going to restock this at some point, so be on the lookout for this sometime soon. They have fantastic pattern paper over there at Pajama Crafter Stamps. So if you don't see that one available right now, I'm sure you'll find something that catches your eye. All right, so just to recap, I cut this down to 5 inches by 3 3/4. So again, just taking off 1/4 of an inch there so we can get those beautiful layers. That just makes my heart happy looking over at that. Okay, now I remember that I cut this before, but I don't remember what it was measuring. So we'll try that again. So this is 2 inches by 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut this at 4 inches by 1 3/4. Are you sick of hearing all these numbers? Do you feel like you're back in math class? Yep, there we go. That should be great. There are little like cheat sheet layout numbers and such if you struggle with remembering all of those things. I think they're over on Pinterest. When I first started card making, I had those on hand, but again, after you make, a certain amount of cards, you kind of just get used to the measurements for everything. So I'll stick that down like so. And then this one will go on the back. I am giggling because Pam says this is way more fun than math class. Yeah, fair enough. Again, I'm just looking for 3 of those angles to be basically the same size. And we've got our little pop-up card. Isn't that fun? Now we get to decorate it. Oh, yay. This is the best part. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to need some kind of a kickstand for this little lady because she's a heavy gal on the back. I think if I would have adjusted this fold to be a little bit closer, perhaps if I would have folded it in half, then I would have been able to get everything all set and such. Although I would not have been able to use that 6x6 paper scrap because that does fit nicely right here. Yes, and we have some lovely design team members. We have Sandy and Annie in the chat, and Ron Marie. I'm so sorry if I missed anyone else. But they're saying that they're double-sided pattern papers. So if you are a fun fold person and you like to have fun folds or kind of like fold a corner up, the pattern paper that's double-sided is perfect for that. You can also foil with this beautifully with hot foil. You can also toner foil with this. So I really enjoy this paper. It's very, very smooth. All right, next, let's die cut up a storm, shall we? I think yes. We've got our hippo. This little die is from Pajama Crafter Stamps. When this live is over, I will link the products that I used. I linked some of the things that I thought I might use, but sometimes when the creative juices get going, I change my mind. So I will link everything once it's back when the live stream's over. So we've got this little die from Pajama Crafter Stamps, and then we've got our little hippo. By the way, if you like the hippo, there's also a Christmas stamp set with the hippo, and I think you are going to like that because he is so cute. And I think it was Judy on our design team just did a card with that hippo set that was for Christmas, but the way she colored it was so clever, and she turned that into a birthday card, and it was just so cute. I am just like gushing over some of the stuff that the design team has been doing lately. It's just blown my mind. And I often will look at the finished products and projects, and I'll send a message to the owner, Joy, and I'm like, did you see blah blah's card? It's really good. And then, yeah, it's just fun. All right, and that banner die was also from Pajama Crafter Stamps. And then I have this thank you word die, which I'm really excited to use because I love shadow dies. I'm going to use this on another card for an upcoming hop. Because Pajama Crafter Stamps, we're going to do just a fun hop in February, as well as a new release. And I love when I have a shadow die that has the letters in a light color, especially white or like a light glitter paper, and then the background or the shadow part of the word be a darker color, because that just is really eye-catching. Okay, we've got that all set. Typically, I like to put that double-sided adhesive sheets behind these letters. Just makes it so much easier. It kind of turns the paper into a sticker. But I was not thinking about that preparing for this live, so we'll just use some glue. No biggie. All right, and then we've got our circle peekaboo die. I just changed my die cutting mat. I don't know if something is up. I die cut all the time. I think I'm just going to run that through once again because it's been giving me a little bit of troubles. But it's fine. I'm sure this will be good to go. Oh yeah, things are popping out. Now, with dies that are a little more intricate like this, if you just kind of tap it, things are going to start to plop out. Plop is such a lovely term, isn't it? And now some of these shapes you could save and use for a shaker. Wow, it is very dry in my house because everything is staticky. Oh dear. All right, I'm just going to grab one of these little trays from Glassboard Studio here and just swoop them in like so. By the way, I do have a code Justine D for Glassboard Studio that gets you 20% off in January, February, and March. So if you've been on the lookout for that, 20% off is a pretty good deal. All right, I'm just going to finish popping out the rest of these items with a little tool here. This is also from Pajama Crafter Stamps, the tool. And we have two more there. There we go. Now, what I like to do with my pick and poke tools, I'll show you here because I sometimes get irrationally like meh, and thrown off, if you will, by crafting lids and such. When I get these tools, anytime that it has like the little wax tip side, I like to glue on a rhinestone to one tip, and then that lid becomes this side's lid. And then the other side that has the pokey part has nothing. So that's just what I like to do to kind of modify my supplies as well as my scissors. I've definitely done a lot of modifying there with my bling. But all right, now that we have sufficiently sidetracked, I'm going to put this on my project right about here. And let's just kind of get it all laid out. A lot of this white will not show on the finished project, so I'm not too concerned about the white kind of clashing with this one. At least that's what I'm telling my brain here. And we'll have the little sentiment strip here. I just don't know about this one being white. It's kind of bothering my eye. I think we're going to die cut that out in a different color. Maybe we'll shadow it with white. So we'll still use it, but we're going to modify it a little. Should we use teal, blue? Let's use blue. All right, well, actually we're going to stamp it out first and then we'll die cut. Do you like to stamp and then die cut, or do you die cut and then stamp? Right now I'm using a little, I'm going to use a heat tool, so it needs to be just right. So I'm going to use the stamp first and then heat emboss because we're live and I don't really want to make too big of mistakes here. I really like this stamp that says a big heartfelt thank you. I think this is one that is going to live close by me when I'm creating because I like to make a lot of thank you cards, and I think that combination of fonts and the big heartfelt being just like big, I love that. Okay, well, we're going to heat emboss, so I'm going to use my little anti-static tool. It's from the rabbit hole. That just helps, hopefully, make sure that my little embossing powder dust does not go where I don't want it to go. Got my practically emotional support for some Mark ink pad. This is just clear. And I'm going to stamp it a bit over to the side here because I'm going to assume that the die is going to be die cutting here. So that looks good to me. Right? Okay. Oh, hey, Joy. Joy's showing her ideas. Stamp first is my preferred method. There we go. We'll take it from Joy. Okay, I've got my white embossing powder here. I just keep it in these containers so it is somewhat cleaner in my craft room. And tap it off. See, that's super, super easy. And then I'm actually going to tap it off just a little bit more because I do see that some has stuck. I told you before, it is dry as a bone here in Minnesota. It was like negative, I don't even know, negative a lot this morning when I woke up. So we're going to do that. I'm going to put on just a teeny bit of some quiet music as we go along here. So you don't hear this heat gun. It does not mute it. So there we go. Ready? There we go. Super cute. See, I just really love that font. And with white ink on a darker cardstock is definitely one of those things that is my style to a T. All right, next we'll die cut it out. Just pop it down on here. Position it somewhat straight, hopefully. There we go. And we'll run it through. I mean, I really can't complain about the weather because it's Minnesota and it's January. To me, it feels like January 56. It's like the longest month of the whole year. But it's fine. Yesterday, I was with my kindergartners and I was explaining to them that Friday will be our last day of January. Looking at me like I'm nuts. But yeah, new month is coming up. Like I said, I'm going to use this little white one here to shadow it. No worries. You're not too late at all. Again, if you're watching us on the replay, you can always check us out on the replay. I'm hoping to make sure that that goes up immediately after we are live here today. That is just really cute with that little banner. I don't know why I did that, but there you go. All right, we've got our little sentiment and our little hippo guy here. Perfect. That is going to be my layers. Now, I like to use a lot of foam when I craft, so I'm going to grab some foam strips here, and we'll get to going. Yeah, getting the sentiment straight is a little bit tricky. Sandy's saying that she likes to stamp first. And then you can center the die. That is smart thinking, my friend. You can see I used packaging here. I have a little barcode, but I'm all about recycling. So that's what that is about, friends. Okay, so that's there. And then we're going to get our little hippo and sentiment. I'm going to put them together first, and then we'll pop them up with foam, just because I think that they should be the same layer. So I think that kind of makes sense with those little feet and his little hand there. So cute. Yeah, Sharon, this hippo is super cute. This is a stamp set from Pajama Crafter Stamps. So if you have not checked it out, I'll show you a little sneaky peeky of it. Isn't that adorable? Like I said before, I do have that barcode up in the top here. If you are wanting to shop with Pajama Crafter Stamps, you just have to scan that little barcode with your camera and you can shop till you drop. I'm sure Joy would love to send you some happy crafting supplies your way. And if you like the hippo, like I said, there is a Christmas set as well. That is equally as fun and super cute. Has anyone made any Christmas cards yet? I know it's just January now, but I almost made a Christmas card the other day because it was for a hop, but I ended up going a different direction. But I felt a little bit silly thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to make a Christmas card right now. Okay, we'll put him right about here. I'm going to add some fun embellishments to kind of fill that little white space a little bit. I don't know, I kind of go back and forth on my card style. Sometimes I really like the very full looking cards, and sometimes I just kind of enjoy it when the project is a little bit more clean and simple. If you go over to my Instagram, you'll see I just posted this card with an orange frog, and I just love how that card turned out. I think the orange frog just really pops. That was with the stamp set from Pajama Crafter Stamps as well. But I just, I love how that looks, but it is super clean and simple. I think I made that card in maybe 8 minutes, not including the coloring time, because again, I like to have that coloring hoard of all sorts of things there. So that is good. Oops, I'm going to move this down just a little bit. Card surgery. You might be asking yourself why. Well, if I ever want to use this card and use it in an A2 envelope, I want to make sure that this edge here is in line at least with that top section. So I don't want to have it be too long. There we go. That should be good. So it will go into the envelope like this. The recipient will get it and it will pop up like so. And it looks a little tired there. It needs that little kickstand. So let's decorate the back of the card. Why not? And we'll use some of our little scraps and we'll add our thank you to the back too. No section of this card is going to be undecorated. Not at all. Not at all. Yes. Oh, Sharon, yep, from Canada. You're right. Okay, we'll get that going. Just using some of the scraps from the project here, and we'll make it kind of fun and use these up. Well, some of them. I'm not loving this blue being here, so we're just going to take our scissors and snip it away. I am worried that if I grab my paper trimmer, it would just eat up the corner or something, and we don't need to do that. Oh no, I just hit the corner there. Open them up. There we go. All right. Now for decorating this back. I think I want to keep it somewhat open for writing that thank you message. So I will leave that area open on the back, but I think we will put some of these strips here. Bon Marie says she does Christmas all year long. Okay, well, that makes me feel so much better. I don't feel like such a crazy lady. Okay, I do want to get some thin strips of these. Let's use the banner dies because they're here and they work well. Then they're all going to match. Love that. Plus, we're 30 minutes in here and we've got our card almost finished. So I feel like there's time. Don't want to take your whole day here. So trying to be a little bit mindful of that, but I do want to make the back look pretty. So we're going to do some strips here. We'll do blue. And I think I'm going to do one more. And we're going to pull in some fun specialty cardstock because Pajama Crafter Stamps has some really cool cardstock. Just saying. Does that set come as a bundle with dies? I'm not seeing it on my phone. No. Well, are you thinking about the Hippo? The Hippo does not have dies with it. But there's several other dies there on the website. Maybe just let me know which section or what set that you were thinking about. And I can help you out. At least I hope to help you out. Okay, my specialty cardstock from Pajama Crafter Stamps is never far away when I'm crafting. It's under quite a lot of things here because I've been cutting up a lot of cardstock, but this is just so fun, right? I need to have more of this in my life. And we'll just cut a little strip like that. And then, oh, I was going to use a wobbler. Okay, I'm going to take my Hippo off. Okay, we're going to do card surgery in a second. Prepare. Yes, looking at the Hippo. Yep, the Hippo does not have a coordinating die. No. But you can always fussy cut it. I know some people don't really mind that. I'm one of those people. I don't really mind doing it, but using the scan and cut makes it really, really easy to do. And I do have a tutorial on how to use my scan and cut on my channel. So if you're ever interested, I can kind of help you. But if you have a different model than me, I'm sure somebody out there has made a tutorial of how to use your scan and cut. Oh, look at those fun little banners. Banner dies are very underrated in my opinion. Don't you think? I think so. All right. I'm just going to put this like so for now. So it's somewhat flat. I think I'm going to put those on the side here and then have this thank you maybe going over these on the bottom. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Now I remember that I have to get some kind of a kickstand happening here. What if these were the kickstand? Would they support it? I don't know. Okay. I might have to put a kickstand and then put these on top of it. Let's get the thank you done first because it's a little bit simpler. I used pretty thick cardstock to die cut out the white letters here, so I'm just going to pop them out. And we've got thank you. Now this die is kind of versatile, so you can take your scissors and just do a teeny little snip right here. And then you can go ahead and get thank and you separate if you want. Oh, funny. Joy is telling me that Butters is doing his special bark. Oh, funny. Butters is Joy's dog. I know a Yorkie bark when I hear one. Just put it that way. Oh, funny. Those little pups have big places in our hearts, don't they? All right, now for the white letters, since I did not put the rip and stick behind the letters, I'm going to just kind of pounce the glue on like this. And then we'll stick it on. Ooh, Annie says if you put a little foam tape or more cardstock, they can be a kickstand. Oh, okay. I think I get what you're saying. Thank you. Thank you, friend. Sometimes you just need a little help. I definitely do that sometimes. I'll send a card to a friend and I'll say, what is this missing? Help. Something looks off. And I've never been let down. Not yet. And then we'll put the Y on there. Now, having this separate, if you want to kind of modify your sentiments, if you have a sentiment that says like, are amazing or you are amazing, you can chop off the U on the stamped area and then put this die over that. And that kind of gives a fun impact for the projects. Because foam tape, for sure. Marjorie, I'll never forget about our breakfast at Paper Kansas. That was so fun. Okay, I'm thinking that I'm just going to do a panel there that just kind of kicks up. And then we'll put those on top and have this be a little like a burst. I don't know. I'm second guessing these little strips now. Does anyone else have those moments? Usually I'm not live having the moments though. But it's fine. Everybody in the car is fine, Stanley. Okay, we'll put that. Yeah. Just eyeball that. And then I'm going to score this. I don't know how long this is. Let's see. This is 2 1/4. So I'm just going to score it at that quarter line. This just gives me a little support. Don't we need that little support? Yes. Oh, I think my husband's coming with me as well this year. I'm so excited. Yeah, I don't want to drive alone. I one time did a road trip by myself from Minnesota to like middle of Kansas, and that was just awful. I was not loving that. But, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. That was for work, and I did not love that. Okay, got my little kickstand here. Hopefully that works out. Okay, like so. Yes. I really would not have needed that kickstand if I would have centered that first fold, but you live and you learn, friends. All right. Thank you. Thank you, friends, for being here today, because I wouldn't be doing this if nobody was coming or caring. So thanks for being here and caring. And then we'll get these pieces down. And this bigger one that has the holographic paper is going to go on first. I think just like the look of them going down is what my brain is enjoying right now. So we're going to do that. And the reason why I use the rip and stick is because oftentimes when I have fun paper like that, or the highfalutin paper, if you will, it just gets kind of bumpy with the liquid glue. And I don't love that. So with the double-sided adhesive, it just lays really nice and flat. And then we'll put this one there. Sandy, you should come anyway. Oh my goodness. You would love it. You really would. It's such a fun bunch of people, and it's just like a room full of love. So you got to do it. I'm still trying to convince Joy to come. I'm pretty sure Melanie's coming, my bestie. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Okay, the kickstand is working. Hooray. Someone said a crafty prayer from me. And we're going to pop up the thank you because it's a thank you card. And if you're thanking someone, you should be extra and make their card fun, right? So thank you. Just kind of put those wonky for fun. Kind of plays off of these being like a straight line, and then this is going to be wonky. I don't know. To me, that makes sense. Now, let's do some surgery. Oh boy, I need to use that tool. My friend Gloria Davis sent me this tool. I never thought I needed this tool before today, before I got it, but now I use it all the time. The little chiseler, I don't know where she got it, but we're going to chisel and we're going to do some card surgery here. I did use a lot of liquid glue, so I'm hoping that this works. If not, you know, I have another hippo. We're just going to put a hippo on top of the hippo. It's fine. Oh, yes. Look, twins. If you missed the beginning, I do have a box full of colored images already that I just love. Okay. Oh, and I said I would show you the uncolored image box that I have. So, more Craftalanches. Oh, this one's colored, so that one does not belong there. But here it is in all its strangeness. We've got Christmas. We've got chickens with forks, bunnies with bubble gum. It's just a fun time in here. Polar bears. So this is what I will bring over to when I hang out with my husband and we're just chilling in the living room, maybe listening to music or something. I'll bring this over and just color. And then they go to the already colored box. And hopefully they make it on a card one day. At least that's the goal. Okay, let's talk about mini wobblers. I know the last time I was live here, I did talk about them, but we're going to talk about it again because I think they're fun and they're super easy to use and it gets you an interactive element in a flash. So Pajama Crafter Stamps sells mini wobblers in a 10-pack. I combined a whole bunch of their 10-pack into this mega pack. So when you do buy it from Pajama Crafter Stamps, you're going to get a 10-pack. Easy peasy. And they're so fun. So let's get up close and personal like we did last time, but just in case you weren't here, let's show you. I'm going to grab some of my favorite black paper from Pajama Crafter Stamps as well. With these mini wobblers, do you see that there's a skinny side and a thick side? I hope so. If you see the thick side on the right there, that is going to be the side that I stick on my image. And then the skinny side on the left is going to go on to my project. And they come already adhesed. So they're already sticky. So they're so easy to put on. So you just take the little release tape off like that. And again, this goes onto the image. And the reason why I like the thick side to go onto the image is just because it wobbles better. I don't know why it does that, but it just does. So there's that. Yes. Oh, for sure, Mayhem. You gotta get yourself some goodies. I think you'll like it. Definitely check out the new release because there's 4 really cute stamp sets. Okay, and now I am an aggressive wobbler. I will always say this. So I like to add glue to this, even though it is sticky, and that would be fine. But in Minnesota, it's either dry as a bone or wet as a well in the summer. And with the dry and the humidity, I just don't trust that anything is going to stay on. So I do like to add some liquid glue there. Now this is kind of fun with the 2 hippos. It's kind of giving a shadowed look. Like he's really crazy, but I need to make sure that it's somewhat straight because my eyes are going cross-eyed. Look at him. There we go. Oh, can you hear the birds? You guys, my husband bought me a bird feeder and I am like a full-on bird lady now. So that's my life. I think I just heard a blue jay, which don't love those little guys. They're totally bullies, but better than a Cooper's hawk, which I've had in my backyard as well. How fun is that? And if you do like birds, Pajama Crafter Stamps has a really, really cute owl Christmas stamp set. So check that out as well. Isn't this fun? Oh my goodness. I wish I could pass this through the screen to you to wobble. So fun. So fun. All right. Well, that completes my card. Let's see it stand up. Ta-da. No hands, Mom. There we go. And we'll be all set. And then on the back, you can write your message on there. And you could modify this whole design for any kind of card. You know, I think I would call this the M fold because it has an M. I don't know. What do you think? I hope you've enjoyed today. If you if you have liked or learned anything, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to this channel and the Pajama Crafter Stamps YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm giggling because Joy said I have 2 birds I can send you. Take your pick. I'm all right. I like the birds to be outside. I'm not too much of a bird lady, I should say. Okay, I forgot about embellishments, so let's add some embellishments on here. These are Boyfriend Blue from Pajama Crafter Stamps, and they look very, very cobalt. But when they are going the other way, they kind of pick up whatever is going on around them, and they're going to pick up some of these dark teal colors, and it's going to be really pretty. And we're going to do 5 because even numbers, and 3 is not enough. And we'll just use our little picker tool here and get some gems. And I will mix and match with some larger ones and smaller ones just for fun. And that will be super fun to catch the light. Oh yeah, that is pretty. I love embellishments. Let me know if you are an embellishment person like I am. I'm obsessed with embellishments. That's actually on my to-do list for February, is to organize all the embellishments that I have in these little boxes and sort them by color. Because when I'm making cards like this, I want to be able to go to my embellishments and go, I'm making a card with green and teal and this really pretty, oh, I didn't even talk about this cardstock, but this brown sandy color looking cardstock, and just grab an embellishment that matches. So that's the goal that I need to get to. But by the way, this paper is from Pajama Crafter Stamps. It's the Pebbled Beach, and it is really, really fun. Very interesting colors on it. It picks up some of those greens and teal colors depending on how you look at it and what is in there, because it has these little fibers, although it is very smooth. So very fun paper. I kind of replaced the craft paper that I used to have, like that classic brown craft paper, because I ran out, and I usually used to get that from a local craft shop that closed. So I can't buy that anymore. So my go-to neutral brown is this paper. So I'll link it down below if you want to grab it. But I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and you get to craft soon because it's the weekend coming up, and that should be great. And if you do make anything with the Pajama Crafter Stamps products, make sure to go to the Pajama Crafter Stamps and Friends Facebook group and share what you made, because it's always fun to see what people are making, especially with the Pajama Crafter Stamps stuff. Now I'm looking at this and I have my too much gene is kicking in. And why not make his eyes shiny? I have this black glaze gel pen and it dries shiny. So we're going to make his eyes have just a little bit of shine. And looking at the hippo's mouth right now, I'm noticing that his mouth is not colored either. So after this live is over, I'm going to grab just a little pink Copic marker and then just make his little mouth have a little pink there. Must have missed that. But thank you for joining me here today. And like I said, go ahead and hit the like button if you liked or learned anything before you head out. And if you're watching on my channel, be sure to go over to the Pajama Crafter Stamps YouTube channel. That's linked down below. And subscribe and check out the other great videos that are up there. There's a whole design team and they all have videos ready to go for you. And there's more fun coming up. There's videos from Annie and Carrie and Cheryl and Tiffany and Von Marie, and of course from Joy, our owner of Pajama Crafter Stamps. So I know that you're going to find some really great things over there, and you will for sure be inspired. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you later. Bye, crafty friend.